What is up, you guys? I'm still struggling to get to sleep. I drank those two energy shots, triple energy, 225 mg coffees yesterday. Um, Stupid of me. I'm still struggling to get to sleep, but so I'm slurred speeched. Um, but as you can see in the title of this video, this is why God doesn't help us directly sometimes. He helps us directly, but what I mean by that, what I'm trying to say by that is he, a lot of times, sometimes he helps us just by himself without anybody else doing anything for us to help us. Like, if somebody was bleeding to death and they didn't have time to um, wait for the ambulance to show up or whatnot, for them to get their life saved, God would step in and deal with it himself, because he knows that if he didn't, the person would die because they didn't have enough time to survive until the ambulance showed up. So that's what I'm talking about. But a lot of times he actually doesn't help us, step in and help us just by himself. A lot of times he actually he recommends things for us. So what do I mean by that? He created everybody with a purpose in life. Doctors, nurses, psychiatrists, therapists. And if he always steps in and handles everything himself, guess what? The people that he created with the purposes to help us in need wouldn't be able to fulfill his plan for their life if they weren't able to use their gifts that God gave to them, their purposes that God gave to them to help us. I know this is a strong video, and it makes a lot of sense. You know why? Because God himself gave me this. He gave me this ideal to make into a video. I learned this truth a couple years ago, like 2020, I think, maybe 2020. Yeah, something. Anyways, but I'll repeat it. If God stepped in and handled everything on his own, then the people that he created with the gifts wouldn't be able to use the gifts, wouldn't be able to use their purposes in life, or fulfill his plan for their life if he stepped in all the time. He helps us through the people that he gave us with the gifts and the purposes to help us when we're in need. He's still helping us, but he's not the only one helping us. He's helping us through his creations. He makes exceptions. Sorry, again, slurred speech, because I've been awake since 3 in the afternoon yesterday. Those energy drinks make my body think I've been awake like several hours more. He does make exceptions. Again, if you're so close to death and the ambulance won't get to you in time to save your life, he will step in and save your life. It's happened to me before when I drank over 700 mg of caffeine. I was about to die of a heart attack in less than a minute Um, the ambulance wasn't able to show up on time if I had called them. I didn't because there was no point because I was about to die in a minute. And literally, by the time I called 911 and it rang and someone answered, and it got an ambulance here to me way back then in December of 2014, I would probably only had like 20 seconds left until I died. I drank 5 monsters because it was not a suicide attempt back then, December 2014. It's because I didn't know much about caffeine whatsoever, so I was testing to see how long it took for it to get out of my system. So I drank 5 in under like 4 hours, like 3 something hours. But he saved my life directly because an ambulance wouldn't have gotten there in time, not nearly in time. Like I was probably gonna be dead. Like by the time they dispatched an ambulance out. So that is this video, guys. It's a strong video. If he always helped us by himself without using his creations, the people that he created with the gifts and the sole purposes to help us in need with, they wouldn't be able to fulfill the plan or their gifts or the purposes for his glory. I hope you guys enjoy.